Hi viewers, today let's see the case study of Airtel, on predictive hiring strategy. How they overcome their hiring challenges, and how Airtel improved its offer to joining ratio. Before exploring the case study, I would request you to subscribe, 5 Minutes Learning channel in YouTube and support me to post more such videos. Also by subscribing, you can keep track of my video updates. For your better understanding, I have enabled this video with English subtitles. Now let's move to the topic. Artificial intelligence for recruiting is an emerging category of HR technology, designed to reduce or even remove time-consuming activities, like manually screening resumes. Screening resumes still remains the biggest challenge in talent acquisition. It is found that 52% of talent acquisition leaders say, the hardest part of recruitment is identifying the right candidates from a large applicant pool. According to a survey of talent acquisition leaders, 56% say their hiring volume will increase this year, but only 66% of recruiting teams will either stay the same size or contract. This means that recruiters are being tasked to do more with less. Most managers and HR professionals have had an employee who is great in interview, but turned to be a big disappointment. Having to repeat the hiring process is incredibly frustrating. Even worse is that, these bad hiring decisions actually cost your business up to 150% of their annual salary. Many employers passively accept the high staff turnover, reduced productivity, low customer satisfaction, and wasted training investment, resulting from bad hires, because they are simply unaware of these massive hidden costs. Scientific studies tell us that traditional approach to recruitment of manually reviewing resumes, time-consuming interviews, and reference checks from people chosen by the candidates, are all relatively inaccurate ways of selecting people. In the next few years, finding top talent will depend on the recruiter's ability to intelligently automate their workflow. Artificial intelligence application for recruiting, such as the learning or problem-solving that a computer can do, to the recruitment function. This new technology is designed to streamline or automate some part of the recruiting workflow, especially repetitive, high-volume tasks. For example, software that applies machine learning to resumes in order to auto-screen candidates, or software that conducts sentiment analysis on job descriptions, to identify potentially biased language. A few years ago, when Bharti Airtel began the process of digital transformation within the organization, it faced a huge hiring challenge. The company was, itself, transforming from a telecom company to a technology company. It had grown into a big group with 3 verticals, which are telecom, entertainment and payments bank. So they needed wider range of talent, yet was attracting only telecom professionals. Airtel now needed to hire not just for telecom, but also for its entertainment division such as Wink, Airtel Movies etc., and the new payments bank division. Even within telecom, the profile of the candidate it was seeking had undergone a radical change as it needed completely new skills. But, a bigger problem was that, even when it identified the right talent, the candidate was not biting. In 2015, only 2 in every 10 offers that Airtel made converted into jobs. The offer-to-drop percentage was as high as 80%. So, something needed to be done urgently. In today's world, both digitization and digitalization are gathering terrific momentum, and transforming the way organizations work. Telecom industry is no exception. The product and experiences have now got to be delivered to customers in an online form, rather than in physical form. So, Airtel now needed digital talent, and big data specialists. Even among the engineers, it now needed diverse specialities like IoT, cloud, etc. They needed very different talent from the traditional network engineers. When it began analyzing why the right talent was not coming its way, Airtel identified some sobering truths. They are as follows. 1. For starters, the engineers they were trying to attract felt that Airtel was not a relevant place for them to work, as they feel it's not a technology company. 2. The hiring process was too long. They found it was taking 3 to 4 weeks on an average. Another issue that came up during their analysis was compensations. They found that they were benchmarking salaries against traditional telecom companies as not working out for them. They also found out that the job titles were not appealing for the engineers, as the internal job grading was very telecom-oriented, with designations such as assistant managers. In order to attract the right engineering candidate. First, clearly, there was a need to reposition Airtel as a technology company to the engineering community, where Airtel is not just a place for supervisory work but also a place where hardcore coding was done. So Airtel unleashed a social media campaign, as well as created stories on television, that describes the engineering work at Airtel. It got testimonials that it put on LinkedIn. Second, Airtel also took a hard look at its own internal processes of hiring, in order to cut short the long process of hiring. Whenever it did bulk hiring or batch hiring, it tried to close it the same day. Third, it also changed some of the ways in which it was hiring. Hackathons and coding tests were introduced in the hiring process. Fourth, they hired recruiters who would know the skilled talent that they wanted. Fifth, they used artificial intelligence platform for hiring. They started working with the HR tech recruitment company, Belong.com. They used Belong's AI platform to identify candidates, who are likely to match the company profile and implement a targeted approach. They used technology to simplify hiring processes, from sorting resumes to scheduling interviews. Belong's AI platform scouts the internet, to unearth publicly available information on any and all possible candidates, including scanning their Twitter accounts, Facebook pages, LinkedIn profiles, and more. After gathering information, the platform ranks potential hires according to their suitability for a role at a particular company. Sixth, in order to solve the issue regarding compensation, they decided to create a different technical track for engineers. Even the internal job grading was very telecom-oriented, with designations such as assistant manager, which Airtel found that they had no appeal for the engineers it was trying to attract. Developers want designations such as principal engineer, or senior developer. So they decided to talk the language they understand, and created those designations. The creation of the technical track within the organization helped them introduce these new roles. Finally, a big hiring innovation that Airtel did was to create a bench for prospective candidates. Airtel cast its net and identified talent that it felt would be a good fit and seeded them the idea of a job with it at some point. They told these prospective candidates that they will contact them when the right time and the right opportunity comes. Following are the result of this project on hiring. 1. Airtel's hiring process time was reduced from 3 to 4 weeks, to 3 to 4 days. Next, offer drop rate went down from 80% to 26% in 2 years through predictive hiring. From the 80% drop-off in 2015, Airtel cut down the rate to 50% in 2016, and in the next year 2017, it's down to 26%. That means now, around 7 candidates in 10 accept the offer. Does that mean they have arrived their goal? No, it's a continuous process. They are still fighting for talent. But certainly hiring at Airtel now has the right ring about it. Thank you all for watching this video. If you have not subscribed yet, please support me by subscribing 5 Minutes Learning channel in YouTube. To keep in track of my new video updates,